proper funding the National Health Service. Yes.
Like Uncle Trump.
Yes. Serious thing. They know that's why him invite Trump on a man to try to get deals and things. But you know Trump, you know. Trump doing business with nobody except Trump, you know. Trump doing business with no all Ukraine thing, as me and you know, is them rare metals and things they want in Ukraine, you know. Yes.
We have big people. We're supposed to be leadership in the black community. I said the same thing. The other day, me an interview with Barack Obama and his wife. And the most important thing when he could have said happened to him in a film life was to have a gay professor. I mean, man, not fight against gay and everything, but you have to know you have promote, you know what I mean?
Well, you remember one time him say him never did agree with it and his wife changed his mind.
Yeah, but there's more substantive thing where you can come out and you know what I mean? When you know, I don't know.
Let me tell you something, Virgin. Let me tell you something. You see how the thing I work, you know, we not a problem. We not a problem.
Yeah, man.
Because you know, when a man I gonna tell you now, say, it's just a video. Him gone.
Yeah.
Him gone when him tell you that, you know. Good night. Good day with you again on the cutting edge. And next Wednesday night, give thanks. You listen to Akibeka or Barn Benjamin or Midnight, which one the name that I want to use. Man, say seek knowledge. And that is what this program is all about. Trying to unravel the mysteries of times and more times. And a lot of the things that them tell us over the years that we come to know that is either not true because they make it up or it's just fables, mythologies that derive from the experience of men. And most of the time it's men who really come between us and ourselves and cause us to be who we are right now, which is not a lovely sight to be all that way that we have right now. So we're trying to find it back. We're trying to look into the crystal ball and see if we can come up or come out with some things that we knew before this time and recollect and reconnect to our legacy, our ancestral legacies, those who fought and claim life or death. We come now to see what we can do to help the situation. So that is what we are dealing with, cutting edge. You know, this is whalers in them rude boy days. Yeah, man, let me go through all that too. Rude boy days, yes. Pants roll up and I walk sideways and all them things there. And I sing to them a rebel, soul rebel, and rude boy. But man evolve. Man go to the next level and realize that the next level has brought more fruits than what was being done. And the fruit drop seed and bear more fruit and more fruit. And it was wonderful that was done from that early stage. That now we can look at it and say, yes, work well done. Work well done. So we have to run for no cover again. Them control all the cover now. Yes. A different kind of rebel, soul rebel, all the different kind of rebels you can think about. That's the way of human beings. You start at one place and you end up at the other place, and sometimes you don't even know why you reach over there. So But then when you reach over there, you realize there's a purpose. There's a purpose. So you have to just find that purpose. Come together with yourself. As long as you can free yourself. You make you happy, you make you sad. Don't let them tell you no foolishness. It all depends on you. Yes, all depends on you. Yeah, the man say run for cover. Rebel taking over. And we see rebels in disguise now. Them coming all sort of ways. Most of them are deceive the people. Yeah, in the name of the Lord, them are deceive the people. Cutting edge of on. No, I don't want to get presumptuous about certain things, but I have to say it. Over the years we have been saying certain things from this program where we upset a whole heap of people, especially as related to the Bible, Christianity and these things. And even my brethren them too, Rasta brethren them, kind of get upset too. Now, the things them that we say on the radio, after reading the Bible 2 times, we start to really examine it on another level and realize that why certain things not fit out, it not fit. But when we come on the radio, people say we are madman. Or we are talking about the Bible, the book of God and all these things. And we continue over the years and say it. And we hardly hear anyone take it up. Some of the things them we say. We was kind of lonely out there in the wilderness. But even though someone's listen to it and when them see upon the road, I say them say, boy, Muta, it's a long time I think so. I never know that somebody else think that way there. Now, can you imagine my amazement going through my YouTube and hear this man talking about the exact things when I say for years, exact things. That me I said, no, I have to go save this thing here and play it back on the radio because I don't know if him did listen to me, but I don't want to get so presumptuous. That is part I say I don't want to get too presumptuous and say, I wonder if it's me my ear, because me alone couldn't let think that. You have other people who that think it. I mean, get the chance to say it. But now YouTube get the chance to say it too. And exactly what we have said for years. All me a hear and go and clutch up. I mean, really. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to play one of the things them where we hear. And for those of you who remember, I can go deep in your memory. I remember some of the cutting edge where we are talking about the ridiculous things them in the Bible. We're going to play this one and make you hear it and tell me if it not sound like you did hear it before. Yeah. Yeah, I make it. We'll play it and make it tell me if you don't hear it before.
There is something fascinating about stories. Human beings have always told stories to make sense of the world, to pass on values, and to explain the mysteries of life. Some stories inspire us, others make us laugh, and some are so strange that they leave us shaking our heads. When it comes to religion, we often find stories that are not just strange, but outright foolish when looked at with reason and logic. People accept these tales as sacred truth. But when you step back and think about them, they sound more like fairy tales than reality. Let's take a deep dive into some of the most foolish religious stories ever told, the ones that reveal more about human imagination than about the universe. One of the most famous stories is the tale of Noah's Ark. The story goes that God, angry with humanity for being sinful, decided to flood the entire world and wipe out all living things, except for one family and a collection of animals. Noah was commanded to build a massive wooden ark to house his family and pairs of every animal species. At first glance, it might seem like a dramatic story of survival. But think about it practically. The Earth has millions of species, from insects to mammals to marine life. How could Noah possibly collect 2 of each species, care for them, feed them, and keep them alive in a wooden boat. Even today with our technology, transporting that many animals would be impossible. Diseases would spread, predators would attack prey, food would run out. The logistics make no sense. Not to mention, the flood supposedly covered the entire planet, which means water would have covered Mount Everest as well. Where would all that water have come from? And where did it go afterwards? This story might have been an ancient attempt to explain local floods, but taken literally, it becomes one of the most foolish stories ever imagined. If we tried to repeat Noah's feat today with all our modern tools, it would still fail. Another strange story is the tale of Jonah and the whale. According to the Bible, Jonah refused to follow God's command, and as punishment he was swallowed by a huge fish or whale. He stayed inside its belly for 3 days and 3 nights before being spit out alive. On the surface, this sounds like a powerful message about repentance and second chances, but biologically and logically it makes no sense. Whales do not have the anatomy to house a human being alive. Their stomachs are filled with digestive acids that would kill a person in minutes. Even if you survived the swallowing, you would suffocate without air. And 3 days inside would mean death from lack of oxygen, dehydration, and digestion. The idea that Jonah walked out alive is as believable as someone living inside an oven for 3 days without being burned. Yet, this story is told to children as if it really happened, when it is clear that it belongs in the realm of fables, not facts. Perhaps one of the most disturbing yet foolish stories is the tale of Lot and his wife. In the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, God supposedly destroyed 2 cities because the people were wicked. Lot and his family were told to escape, but warned not to look back. As they fled, Lot's wife glanced back at the city, and instantly she was turned into a pillar of salt. Think about that for a moment. A human being looking over her shoulder and being magically transformed into a block of salt. Does this sound like divine justice or more like a mythical curse from an ancient storyteller trying to scare people into obedience? Salt pillars form naturally in desert areas, and this story might have been created to explain their existence. Instead of saying they were geological formations, storytellers invented a supernatural tale. And yet, many believers still think it literally happened. What kind of lesson is this supposed to teach? That curiosity deserves a death sentence? It is another example of how ancient people mistook superstition for truth. Then there is the Tower of Babel story, one of the most unintentionally funny tales in religious texts. Humanity, united in language, decided to build a massive tower that reached the heavens. God, feeling threatened, decided to confuse their speech so they could no longer understand one another, and the tower project collapsed. From this, believers claim we got the diversity of languages in the world. But the idea is absurd. Imagine the creator of the universe feeling threatened by a pile of bricks. The thought that humans could build a tower tall enough to reach heaven makes no sense in light of modern science. We know space extends infinitely, and the Earth itself is tiny in the universe. Even the tallest skyscrapers today only scratch the atmosphere, not the stars. Language diversity comes from cultural and social evolution, not from a divine act of sabotage. The Tower of Babel story reveals more about the insecurity of ancient gods than about reality. Another foolish tale is the story of Balaam's talking donkey. In this story, a man named Balaam was on his way somewhere when his donkey suddenly stopped, refusing to move. Frustrated, Balaam began to beat the animal. But then something incredible happened. The donkey began to speak in human language, rebuking Balaam for his behavior. On one level, this is meant to show that God can use anything, even an animal, to send a message. But let's be honest, the idea of a donkey speaking fluent human language is pure fantasy. Donkeys do not have vocal cords or the brain structures to form words, let alone sentences. If this story were told outside of religion, people would laugh at it the same way they laugh at fairy tales about talking animals. Yet, because it is written in a religious text, people treat it as sacred. The moment you apply the same logic you would use with any other story, you see how ridiculous it really is. Then there is the bizarre story of Samson and his magical hair. Samson was a man supposedly blessed with incredible strength as long as he never cut his hair. He fought lions with his bare hands and defeated armies, but when his hair was cut, he lost his strength. Eventually, his hair grew back, and with one last act of strength, he pulled down a building, killing himself and his enemies. The moral is supposed to be about faith and obedience, but the logic falls apart. Hair is just dead protein fibers. Cutting it does not weaken your muscles. Imagine if strength could be transferred through hair length. Barbershops would be the most dangerous places in the world. Clearly, the story is symbolic, but taken literally, it is foolish. Strength comes from muscle, nutrition, and training, not from hair length. It is another example of how myths were mistaken for fact. Equally strange is the story of Joshua and the walls of Jericho. According to the book of Joshua, the Israelites marched around the city of Jericho for 7 days, blowing trumpets. On the 7th day, the walls of the city collapsed miraculously, allowing them to conquer it. The idea that sound waves from trumpets could bring down stone fortifications is beyond foolish. If sound had that kind of destructive power, every marching band would be a weapon. Archaeological evidence also shows that Jericho's walls did not fall in the way the story describes. But for believers, the story remains a miracle of divine intervention. In reality, it is simply another attempt to glorify conquest through supernatural storytelling. One of the darkest yet most nonsensical stories is Abraham being commanded to sacrifice his son. In the Bible, God tests Abraham's faith by ordering him to kill his child. Just as Abraham is about to do it, God stops him and provides a ram instead. Believers interpret this as a story of faith and obedience, but step back and think about it. What kind of moral lesson comes from a father being willing to kill his own son just to prove loyalty? If any parent today claimed they were about to sacrifice their child because God told them to, society would see them as delusional or dangerous. The story glorifies blind obedience over compassion and rational thought. It is presented as holy, but it is really a disturbing example of how religion can twist morality into something grotesque. Another foolish story is the idea of a global resurrection where billions of bodies will rise from their graves at the end of time. Religious texts describe graves opening, bodies reassembling, and everyone standing before God for judgment. But think about what this means in practical terms. Many people died thousands of years ago. Their bodies decomposed into dust, scattered into the soil, or dissolved in the ocean. Some were cremated, some eaten by animals. How would these bodies be reassembled? Would people come back in the condition they died in? Would someone who lost a limb return without it? The logistics of billions of bodies physically rising defy every law of biology and physics we know. Yet, it is a central belief for many religions. Taken literally, it is one of the most foolish concepts humanity has ever accepted. These stories are just a few examples, and when you look at them with clear eyes, they reveal a pattern. Ancient people were trying to explain the world with the tools they had, relying on imagination, fear, and myth. Over time, these tales were elevated into sacred truths, and questioning them was forbidden. But today, with knowledge of science, history, and reason, we can see them for what they really are. They are not divine revelations, but human stories, filled with flaws, contradictions, and foolishness. And the fact that billions still treat them as unquestionable truth shows how powerful tradition and belief can be, even when logic says otherwise. When we step back and think about these stories, one thing becomes clear. They were not designed for people with modern knowledge. They were created thousands of years ago, at a time when people did not understand natural disasters, biology, or the vastness of the universe. Floods, earthquakes, diseases, and language differences needed explanations. Instead of science, people turned to myth. These myths were then handed down, written into holy books, and treated as unquestionable truth. But when we look at them now, they read less like truth and more like fairy tales. Let us go deeper into the logic, or rather the lack of it, behind these tales. Take the story of Jonah again. Imagine trying to teach biology in a classroom and saying, yes, humans can live inside a whale's stomach for 3 days without oxygen, food, or water. Students would laugh. If you tried to prove it, no scientist could replicate it. Yet in religious settings, people are told to accept it without question. If we accept Jonah's story as possible, then by the same logic, we would have to accept that people can live inside volcanoes or inside the sun simply because a story says so. What makes it even more foolish is that believers often laugh at myths from other religions. A Christian might laugh at Hindu tales of gods with elephant heads or multiple arms, while at the same time accepting Jonah's story as fact. This double standard reveals how people suspend critical thinking when it comes to their own faith. The same applies to Noah's Ark. If we treated it as literal history, we would expect to see evidence of a global flood. Yet geology, archaeology, and history all prove otherwise. Civilizations in Egypt and China continued uninterrupted during the supposed flood period. Trees have growth rings older than the date religious texts claim the flood happened. Animal species are distributed across continents in ways that make no sense if they all started from one boat landing in the Middle East. For example, how did kangaroos hop all the way to Australia without leaving bones behind across Asia? How did penguins march from Antarctica to the Middle East? How did freshwater fish survive when the entire world was covered in salt water? Believers often say it was a miracle, but using miracles to explain everything just avoids the obvious conclusion. The story is not real. It is a myth based on local floods, stretched into a global legend. The story of Lot's wife is also an example of fear-based storytelling. Turning into a pillar of salt for looking back teaches people not to question, not to hesitate, and not to be curious. The moral is obedience, not wisdom. If we applied this lesson today, it would be dangerous. Imagine telling children, "Never look back or ask questions, or you will be destroyed." That is not morality. It is control. And notice how the punishment does not fit the crime. Looking back is a natural human reaction. If a city behind you was being destroyed, anyone would want to glance at it. The fact that the story punishes normal human behavior shows that it was designed to scare people into blind obedience, not to guide them with reason. The Tower of Babel is another case where fear and control are hidden beneath the surface. If the story were true, then God divided humanity simply to stop cooperation. Think about what that implies. Instead of celebrating human progress, creativity, and teamwork, the story teaches that progress angers God. Even more ironic is that today we actually do build towers that scrape the sky, and nothing supernatural happens. Airplanes fly higher than any tower, satellites orbit the planet, and spacecraft travel beyond the atmosphere. None of these achievements were stopped by divine intervention. The diversity of languages has been studied by linguists, and we know it developed naturally over thousands of years. The Tower of Babel story is not just foolish. It also discourages human ambition and cooperation by turning them into sins. Balaam's talking donkey may be one of the most laughable stories, but it also reveals something about human psychology. Ancient storytellers often gave animals human traits to make stories more engaging. We see the same thing in fables like Aesop's tales or modern cartoons. But when religion does it, the story is elevated to sacred status. If we read about a talking donkey in a children's book, we would enjoy it as fantasy. When it is in the Bible, people are expected to treat it as literal truth. This shows how much authority religion has over human thinking. People suspend their common sense simply because the story is packaged as divine. The story of Samson is another tale that, when taken literally, creates absurd ideas about strength and power. If hair truly gave strength, then bald people would be weak and powerless. But history shows us that strength comes from training and environment, not hair. Ancient people probably used this story to symbolize dedication and purity, but later generations took it literally. Today it is still told as a true account. If a modern movie showed a superhero who loses strength when his hair is cut, audiences would recognize it as fantasy. But when the same story is in a religious book, it becomes unquestioned truth. This shows how belief can distort logic. The fall of Jericho's walls after trumpet blasts is another example. Sound can be powerful, but it cannot topple stone walls. Engineers know this, archaeologists know this, and yet the story persists as a miracle. What is more likely, that stone walls collapsed because of divine sound waves, or that this is just a myth to glorify a conquest? History is full of conquerors exaggerating their victories. Victors often claim that gods were on their side, making their success inevitable. The Jericho story is no different. It was a way of saying, our God is stronger than your walls. But when stripped of its religious coating, it becomes obvious that it is a tale of propaganda, not reality. Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his son is perhaps the most disturbing of them all. The story normalizes blind obedience to authority, even at the cost of morality. In today's world, we call it child abuse. If anyone tried this today, they would be arrested. Yet the story is praised as an example of faith. This shows how dangerous it is to base morality on obedience rather than compassion. Many atrocities in history have been committed by people who claimed they were simply obeying God or authority. Wars, persecutions, and even genocides have roots in this kind of thinking. The Abraham story is foolish not just because it is unrealistic, but because it teaches the wrong lesson about morality. Finally, the idea of a global resurrection at the end of time highlights the gap between ancient imagination and modern science. The image of billions of bodies rising from graves might have seemed powerful to ancient listeners, but today we know it is impossible. The materials that make up our bodies recycle into the earth, into plants, into animals, into the air itself. There is no central storage of intact bodies waiting to rise. Even if you believed a god could magically reassemble them, the bigger question remains, why would that be necessary? If a god has the power to judge souls, why wait for decayed bodies to reform? The story reveals how much ancient religion was tied to physical imagery because people could not imagine concepts beyond the body. But in the end, it becomes another foolish tale, disconnected from reality. When you look at these stories together, a pattern emerges. They are not the result of divine wisdom, but of human imagination trying to explain a confusing world. Floods became global judgments. Talking animals became divine messengers, and towers became threats to gods. They are myths, not facts. The foolishness lies not just in the stories themselves, but in the way people still cling to them as literal truth. We live in a world where we can map the human genome, land rovers on Mars, and explore the depths of the ocean, yet billions still believe a man once lived inside a fish, or that a woman turned into salt for looking back. This gap between knowledge and belief shows the power of tradition, but it also shows the need for critical thinking. It is important to remember that questioning these stories is not about mocking people, but about highlighting how human imagination can be mistaken for truth. The same way we outgrew beliefs in Zeus throwing lightning bolts or Thor swinging his hammer, we can also outgrow these ancient tales. Stories can still hold symbolic meaning, but they should not be treated as literal history or unquestionable truth. When we free ourselves from treating foolish stories as facts, we open the door to a better understanding of reality, one based on evidence, compassion, and reason.
Order a pizza. Caller. Is this Pizza Hut? Google. No, sir. It's Google Pizza. Caller. I must have dialed a wrong number, sorry. Google. No, sir. Google bought Pizza Hut last month. Caller. Okay, I would like to order a pizza. Google. Do you want your usual, sir? Caller. My usual? You know me. Google. According to our caller ID data sheet, the last 12 times you called, you ordered an extra-large pizza with 3 cheeses, sausage, pepperoni, mushrooms, and meatballs on a thick crust. Caller. Super. That's what I'll have. Google. May I suggest that this time you order a pizza with ricotta, arugula, sun-dried tomatoes, and olives on a whole wheat gluten-free thin crust? Caller. What? I don't want a vegetarian pizza. Google. Your cholesterol is not good, sir. Caller. How the hell do you know that? Google. Well, we cross-referenced your home phone number with your medical records. We have the result of your blood tests for the last 7 years. Caller. Okay, but I do not want your rotten vegetarian pizza. I already take medication for my cholesterol. Google. Excuse me, sir, but you have not taken your medication regularly. According to our database, you purchased only a box of 30 cholesterol tablets once at Lloyd's Pharmacy 4 months ago. Caller. I bought more from another pharmacy. Google. That doesn't show on your credit card statement. Caller. I paid in cash. Google. But you did not withdraw enough cash according to your bank statement. Caller. I have other sources of cash. Google. That doesn't show on your latest tax returns unless you bought them using an undeclared income source, which is against the law. Caller. What the hell? Google. I'm sorry, sir. We use such information only with the sole intention of helping you. Caller. Enough already. I'm sick to death of Google, Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, and all the others. I'm going to an island without the internet, TV, where there is no phone service and no one to watch me or spy on me. Google. I understand, sir, but you need to renew your passport first. It expired 6 weeks ago.
You know why we play that, though? it'll show you, say, we can't hide again. Them know everything about we. Man just go buy a pizza, I see how much thing him know about him. We can't hide. So I hear a man talk about him now, this and him now, that and him now, that. The whole away have to figure things out together. Because we can't hide. Have a passport. Nowadays them now take your passport from you and search it again, you know. All them do is tell you to stand up in front of the picture and them take your picture and then them say, all right, you can go, or you just go into the room. Because your picture alone, when your picture come up on the computer, it tell them everything what they want to know. Everything. You see, now the man a charge $70,000 for a visa. I tell you, $70,000 for a visa, you know, guess what? That now stop Jamaican from full up to the embassy. No way, Jose, not stopping them. Because I want to say, if him get the visa, him can make more than $70,000. But it is not guaranteed that you're going to get that visa. And if you get the visa, you stay a little bit over. You know, say, you're going to end up a alligator Alcatraz. You think say them easy over this or no. Watch what you're doing, you know. Watch what you're doing because them are set trap. Yes, they are set trap. And you don't believe it's trap. Everybody where I know have credit card, including myself. Credit cards seem to be an easier way if you get round and wait to money. You don't carry that whole heap of money, but you just have a card and you spend it. But guess what? If you don't check your card, you know, you pay for the money where you spend. Yeah, you pay for the money where you spend, the credit card. That's why some people have debit card and credit card different. But them know you. Because you see them thing up on the back of the credit card. You think you just did it just so. You see all them long number where you see on the credit card or the debit card. You think they just did it just so. No, man. It's a passageway to the whole of your life. Yeah, it's a passageway to the whole of your life. Them done mark already. So, all we are talking about, none of way are escape. None of way. You see, in England have the most camera than any other country. I mean, I tell you, every move you make is registered. Every move. Them know where you're there. Them know where you eat. Them know your wife. You know you pick with them. Yeah, man. You see, I have a number there with your passport down at the bottom there. You think you just did it just for that, just for look sake. No. Them not searching your passport again. Them don't seal up that facial identification them I work with, you know. Like when I your computer, now them say if you want to use your face for open your computer, you can use it. But you see that little thing that we have no name, iPhone and smartphone and whatever them call them, it don't register you already. Don't register you. Talk about your fingerprint. You think them easy. We just take it lightly, you know. Some man has scroll over him TikTok and has scroll over the Instagram and all them something there. Meanwhile, you have scroll, them a register you. Them know the kind of things them, hey, you know me know so them things that I work out for them. Sometimes, for instance, you look on a certain subject in your phone. And when you turn it off and turn it on back, they must show you subjects like the subject where you did a search for. And that you say, wait, how them know? How them know say they not deal with football? And them just show you a whole heap of football message. You look on car, and all of a sudden you see a whole heap of car message come up on you. Them know you. Them know what you don't like. Them know the kind of speech and talking what you like. And them know who you talk to. And no joke business, them know who you talk to. All the message them where you send, them done scan that already and store that in the clouds according to them in the cloud, which is literally in the cloud they must store it. Literally in the cloud they must store it. All them things where you see a hoover in the sky, you can't see it from yourself, but it's dead there. Sometimes you think it's all a star, it's one of them satellite and move from one place to the next, just like how Elon Musk have him thing, where if you want to catch your Wi-Fi, you just put it down there so, and it just turn and turn till it just hit one of the satellite them and just connect you. They think say them don't know who connect. Them know your address, your telephone number, how much time you wake up for the night. Well, I tell you, there's no secret, in other words, that's what I say. No secret, no there again. You see, you sit down there talk to a girl, and you think that you and her alone a talk. You see if anything happened to that girl there, and them want to show, say, you're the last one talk to her, them just go in your files, in your WhatsApp, just go in that. And just see there, at 7:02 on Sunday, this, that, the date of that, you was talking to whosoever, yeah. You can't tell them no. You can't tell them no. Because you're in deeper trouble. You know, some man, when a man tell lie, him forced to tell lie, if you work out the lie with him tell first. And it become a lie right through. So more time, better just say them the thing where you're supposed to say. That even if you delete some of them things there, it did it still, you know. Yeah, it's in the cloud. A cloud, them call it in the cloud. We can't hide. You can't hide. Why you think they catch people so quick nowadays? Them have camera all over the place. And you have some little idiot youth. Hey, you know, say, them have wear some mask. I don't know if they have in Jamaica, but them have some masks where I see policemen are sell them to, you know, cover the whole of your face, like, I don't know, them just cover, just your eye left out tight, all your head cover too. I see some policemen are sell them, but guess what now? You know, say, if them pick you up on one of them camera there, and you have on the mask, them can carry it in a them laboratory and remove the mask off of your face and identify you as such and such a person. How they move the mask off of the face? By technology, science and technology. They move it off of your face and say, oh, because the mask itself has an outline of your face already. So, already a mask up your head and a mask up your face and them things and say, boy, you're safe. The people them in the place where you're robbed, them can't see you, them can't identify you, but guess what? The camera, them identify you, then why think them catch the people them so quick? I don't know about Jamaica still, but in the foreign there, a man does do something and all of a sudden you hear him get old. Is that serious thing going on in the earth? Serious thing going on in the earth. We can't hide. You have to just accept that reality. See, a man I say, boy, I'm a lick against no, what them call it, a card him I work with now. Him I say, him know in the no money, no physical money business. Him want to keep the money. But guess what? If that not happen, that money, that paper money and that kind going to be obsolete. You're not going to see those things a couple of years from now. Just like how them draw in the money and change the color of the money and change how the money look and put certain things in the money itself. Yeah, man, you think that money just there so? All them little things where you sip on it. Some part look brighter than some part look like silver there. You think I just saw it go. Identification. Little more all the money they don't value nothing. Because they're going to have cashless society. You think you're going to stop that? You can't stop that. They're going to have it. Cashless society. And you're going to live with it just like how your man is against 5G during the COVID and man I talk about 5G this and 5G that. That's a normal thing now. You know fire blaze burn it again. Yeah, man. Them have a secret. Them have a secret. And today you go to court and when you go to court you tell the man say, no, sir, me never did it, sir. Me never did it. Him just goes so boom, boom and draw for your picture. And when you look, you see you and two other men that they talk about, oh, you're going to do this and do that. Yeah, man. And you know, say, you lock up like your house, you know. You did lock up like your house, you know, they might show you a picture of you in your house. And you never see no cameraman about you. So how them know that? How them know say they're at your house at 7 o'clock. And what you was doing in your house and all them something there. No secret. No secret. And that me I tell you. This is something named cell phone. May I tell you? It busts everybody now. Everybody get bust. Yeah, man. Everybody get bust. But guess what? We're going to continue to use it at our own peril and detriment. We still have to use it. Because that is how the world going right now. Yeah. People sleep with it. Yeah, man. People sleep with them cell phone. Anyway. Okay. Here we go. Hail.
Hail the great Mutabaruka.
Blessed man.
So many things happen in this world. I don't know where to start.
Oh, well, you have to start somewhere, you know.
Don't it?
All right, so you're going to end up now over here.
Well, yeah, don't it? I want to say, the people in Jamaica, for those PNP or GLP never win the election, it's the people when they will stay home, so we'll find a way to get a coalition in them people and do something, you know? With them people. You understand? The other thing is...
What you have planned?
I don't know. I try to don't export for my plan in public just like that.
Okay.
Anyway, you see, America plan to invade Venezuela. Them don't.
I plan to invade everywhere.
When they invade Venezuela, them going to make fear illegal immigrants come rush them border. Them not think about that.
You ask me if them not think about it.
Yeah.
You ask me if I must think about what them I think about. I don't know what them I think about, Virgin.
I don't know what I think about. That's what I say. I them at the same one them Western illegal immigrant, but I move it. And I see some things I have a smile, you know. I have a smile.
Why it's no smiling matter. Where you say I go on, no smiling matter at all.
But if you don't smile within yourself, you take a smidget of going in this world, you know. Yeah, you know. You're a crazy person.
What's the biggest problem you see right now in our earth, you know? The biggest problem.
What's the biggest problem? The biggest problem in our earth, you know, and I'm good to just what to me is the people who are trying to control the waterways and water, you know.
Okay.
That is very essential to life, you know. You know, I have people I do all kind of things to manipulate them thing there.
Yeah.
You know? So them thing there, but motor I learned some things. You know, say most of the people in this world are influential. They don't drink the same water, breathe the same air where we breathe. These people have all kind of filters on them system.
Like also, like which
ear with it, you know?
Like also,
Hello?
like which people them do that?
People must say that like we can afford it. You know, I changed my profession recently, and we got ear quality. I got the feel of ear quality, you know.
Yeah.
And I see some things in that, you know. And I wonder, I don't understand most of the thing where I do, but if it's real, you know what I mean, like people who have money, them have all kind of thing where them have feel to what we are used, you know. And yet still we as our little Jamaican people, all them depend on TikTok and Instagram about foolishness and not try to learn anything positive outside, you know.
You know, to say most of the
positivity.
You know, to say most of the music video them, 99.9999% of them appear black woman are wind up, and a cock out, and a skin up.
Yeah.
Them not have no use for that, no use for it again. No use.
Yeah.
The video them not have no storyline.
No story, just wind up.
Pure wind up.
And sometimes I ask, may I reason with some people when me I say, should I have some info, you know? Because the quickest thing them I going to tell you is just a video. So me I going to say to them, say,
just a video?
Because me remember some of them people name, and me know some of them people. So me I say to them, say, who is for lack of a better example? Me said to somebody, say, why the white version of the girl named Nicki Minaj? And them can't tell you, you know, but you have these young ladies that influence a black girl, them and I tell them all kind of, you know what I mean? And them
say it's just a video, it's just a video.
Yeah, them
don't know the power of TV and phone and all them, so I mean just a video.
Them don't know those, them don't understand them things.
Just a video.
And but we have big people. We're supposed to be leadership in the black community. I said the same thing. The other day, me heard an interview with Barack Obama and his wife. And the most important thing when he could have said happened to him in a film life was to have a gay professor. I mean, man, not fight against gay and everything, but you have to know you have promote, you know what I mean?
Well, you remember one time him say he never did agree with it and his wife changed his mind.
Yeah, but there's more substantive thing where you can come out and you know what I mean? When you know, I don't know. Let
me tell you something, Bridget. Let me tell you something. You see how the thing I work, you know, we not a problem.
Yeah, man.
Because you know, when a man I gonna tell you now, say, it's just a video. Him gone.
Yeah.
Him gone when him tell you that, you know.
Yeah, man.
Every video when we watch, when we see, of black woman, not even half naked again, because sometimes you see people half naked, them not half naked again. Them bottom in the camera. Them bottom in the camera. Them turn round it. What is it that is happening to our black sister in them, that them could have make people use them that way there? It's almost like them a prostitute themselves.
Yeah. It's
serious prostitution that.
Them just say anything. And them just say anything. What the youth them? What the role model for the youth them there? What the role model them there? You know? What the role model them there? We don't have that. And we keep going down and nobody no see.
Well, I mean, nobody no see. Everybody see. Anyway.
Just have to big up you, Cabo. And I do, I'm going to show out to my friend about the East Kingston. Firebomb, I know y'all listen. I was supposed to call me and let me know a call. But big up yourself, Starry, Larky, all of the East Kingston people. Footer, birthday wishes before it come. But big up Motor. And big up
man,
yourself.
give thanks, Bridget. Give thanks, man, to hear from you.
You know, big up on yourself.
Irie. Yeah, you know, it's a weird thing, you know, I talk to some sisters today and I wonder if them really understand as young sisters who have come up and get them education and all them something there, that nobody I mean, I must just me one, nobody knows to say something wrong. That woman can't do nothing in a video other than wind up themselves. The man, they do that, you know, because sometimes the man, them are keeping order, you know. Them are move them foot together, and them are move them hand together, and them have some moves. But when it come on to the woman them Rasta, it's a joke business. Black woman reach a level now where them almost naked in front of camera and wind up themselves. And that is part of our culture. I know my culture that. I don't care what nobody wants to say. It's not my culture that. I mean, no say my daughter nah do that. I can't put my head on the block. None of my daughter them nah go do that. And you have your daughter out there do that. Where the father there? Because some of them are some little young girl, you know. And I saw them, I make them get a little money. And a little idiot artist just call them and do what they want. And I say, I saw your wine, man. Wine like, man, show your wine, cock out and spread out and all them something there. And them do it. How much money them I get? Them I get enough money to go buy another eyelash. It's a terrible thing. That's how we reach after so much, how much our brethren and sisters come for change of face of agony and pain and turn it into some joy where black people can really say, well, work well done. We can't say work well done. It's like we have to start over the work every time. Every time we have to start over the work. I see a woman walk in a Burger King. I there my lady place, and when I look over there, so I see the girl. The woman in her underclothes. See a beach come from her.
Yes, Muta, Mandingo.
Oh, hello, Mandingo.
Yes, man. Muta, I totally endorse and support what you say, man. It is degrading and humiliating. And for these young African girls in these videos, practically naked, a wide, degrading, man.
Nothing else, man, though. Nothing else.
Yeah, man. Lower down, that means that them is just some disposable sex object and them things.
Objects.
Yes.
You remember when music video did have a story? Depending on where the artists are singing, you see the storyline act out.
Yeah, to the thing. Not like that. With this.
No.
It is just utter low down sexuality, you know, whoring, prostituting thing. You know what I mean? Degrading for African women. And as you say, a lot of our women are not like that. But this is the image that is being portrayed in these videos.
Yes.
And as you say, the parents of these girls, what mentality them have? What is going on that them not see them daughters or granddaughters doing them kind of thing there? You know what I mean?
And the thing is that, a whole heap of them not getting no money to sustain themselves with it,
Exactly. I just a little KFC lunch money and them thing there.
A little fingernail money.
Yes, you have to do eyelash.
Eyelash money.
Man. Yeah, and we really, people like me and you, as Pan-Africanists and Cabo, we really have to come out and blast things like that, man, and, big up to the brethren we not talk before and them things, man. So, we not stop on that, too. Because
we can't stop on it, brethren, because...
No, we have to uphold
I turn on my TV to go watch certain things, and I say, I watch some local thing, because I watch so much foreign thing for me, I go watch some local thing. I have to switch. Because it disgusts me, man, to know, say, these black sisters get on the TV and wind up so. For what? For what?
Degrading, man. Degeneracy. None of that. And we not stop blast on them thing there because we don't want them thing there, out and thing. And there you see, Monday the 29th of September there, how they murder the top South African diplomat, Nassi, in Paris.
No, me hear about him, I never know time the murder.
Yes, the top South African diplomat in booking a 22nd floor 4-star Paris hotel, and his wife get a worrying phone call from him on Monday. And then shortly after that, his body was discovered nearby at the hotel. And the security window business for him hotel thing was breached. So, a foul play. And
so what them suggest happen? What them suggest? Who's responsible?
Well, what my sources, as a journalist are saying, is that the Israelis, them involved.
Again?
Because, remember, them vex both how South Africa say them guilty of genocide and, the ICC report and them thing there, Yes.
But people now say the youth, the way Donald Trump love off and the American, them try to turn him into Jesus, the Kirk. Them now say the Israeli, them do it too. Because him refuse them bribe to go along with certain things where them want. Them say Netanyahu killer wanted to.
Yeah. So them say rounds. Yes. And that is in collusion. Some of my sources are saying with British MI6, which is the foreign British thing, and the US CIA, etc. Because them all work in collusion. Because Israel can't do what them do, and the boy Zelensky in Ukraine can't do what them do without US and British support, and the rest are NATO support, So them work in collusion, you know what I mean?
But it's terrible, man.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, man. Them target and murder the South African top diplomat, man. Because them not like how South Africa expressing an independence.
In a brick.
Yes.
And they defend Russia.
Yes. And you notice how Myanmar knock out against the genocide thing and all them want to turn Gaza into a desert and things.
The leader for CARICOM, which is the Prime Minister of Jamaica, don't mention a teeth about this Gaza thing. No mention nothing.
Nothing. Exactly. And him did not boycott. Him and Trinidad and Tobago, the Indian racist prime minister, them never walk out for Netanyahu like the others who did.
Right,
in the UN thing. Yes. So Andrew Jones have shown, say, him being allowed himself to be used by the Israelis to support them genocidal business. Yes. Because what the Israelis do, they make a tally of the countries that either were absent or who walked out. And it's 77 countries that did that. And of course, Jamaica was not in that, and Trinidad and Tobago was not in that. And Andrew Onis have to answer because he has been exposed by not denouncing what is going on, the genocide in Gaza. And he's also not denouncing the genocide which is going on in Congo and in the Sudan.
South Sudan.
African people, Muta, me I have to deal with that. And Andrew Onis not dealing with that. We're happening to African people in the Sudan and in the Congo, in the land of Marcus Garvey, which Jamaica is an African country. Andrew Onis not dealing with that. And neither is Mark Goldie, neither to both PNP and JLP. Both of them. Right?
No, none of them mention nothing about none of them two things there.
No, none of them.
None of them speech, nothing at all, them not mention it.
None of them speech.
Come out and you shall lick in certain things hard.
Exactly. Even though we have differences with her, other than, but when it come on to them part there, she's totally right. Andrew One is Mark Golden, and absolutely not deal with nothing at all for the best interest of African people. We know that them have a neo-colonialist agenda. Them not deal, them against Pan-Africanism in the land of Jamaica, Marcus Garvey thing. I'm only pay lip service and them thing there. So we are making known as it is. No wonder the vast majority of people who can vote in Jamaica don't vote. But what them need to do is support a Marcus Garvey party, because it's only a Pan-Africanist party can be the salvation for Jamaica.
No, but Marcus Garvey party where they run at the election, you know.
Yes, I know that. But them not getting that support. The people need to get that mindset from frustration to constructive action, as Marcus Garvey said, to have a Pan-Africanist party which is dealing with the best interests of our African people in Jamaica. Because Jamaica is an African country, it's part of the reparations that, just like the rest of the islands in the Caribbean, because the blood, sweat and tears of our ancestors paid for all of those islands in the Caribbean, because we build them. They bring in the Chinese and Indians after emancipation as a buffer to try to hold back African people. And we as Pan-Africanists, we know that.
All right, we have to take a break.
Yeah, man, be there. Yeah, man. And before me tell you the increasing pressure we storm under in Brittany, let me just drop it. Reggae, I go on good same way. Brand new good reggae album from Lodi Pioneer, founder of the Pioneers Group, who lives in Brazil 20 odd years now. They have an album named Reggae on the Scene, 12 songs, good album. And Upton Lindo, brand new album, this song's for you, and it have a bad tune on it too, with Master Grip. It's a house, it's not a home. Me know you know the original house, it's not a home.
Yeah, man, a long time, so what about people do it?
Yeah, man, but me I tell you, Master Griffiths and Upton Lindo do an excellent version for the new album. This song's for you, #1 at the South Florida charts. And our brethren Light Parks of We the People, Ban and Ting Ting. Him say, Mandingo, me no just want to back people. I am a singer and songwriter. So if do a brand new reggae song name, you make me feel nice and it really good.
Boy, remember I used to sing Bolipa song, you know.
into rare archival footage of the early dancehall era, providing a powerful and comprehensive portrait of Sister Nancy's influence in both reggae and hip-hop. Produced under the OYA Media Group banner, the documentary has already made waves internationally, premiering at the Tribeca Film Festival. It continues to resonate with a diverse audience from reggae and hip-hop fans to gamers and music lovers worldwide, underscoring the timeless appeal of Sister Nancy's artistry. The gala screening and after party will take place on Thursday, September 25 in Port of Spain, Trinidad. The fireman Capitan is showing no signs of slowing down. The artist, of course, affectionately known as King Shango, is preparing to release his highly anticipated album Heights of Fire, a project he says embodies his relentless and fiery spirit while delivering a message of inspiration and hope. Capitan, who has long balanced his fiery stage presence with messages of